You're now tuned into the Den for the Dominant Convo, a platform for all walks of life to learn the perspective of the dominant lesbian on sex, love, life, politics, and everything else. I am your host, Pat. Today, I am technically by myself, but I have a co-host today with me, but it isn't the annoying one. She is not here today, so that's why I said I'm by myself. Freedom rings. I tell you, this is better than Black History Month right now. She gonna kill me because I'm talking my shit. But Heather's not with us tonight. She's at the Missy Elliott concert. I'm glad she's going. Heather is old school, like super old school. She is a few years older than me. I've always been a baby, but Heather is out there living her best life. Let's make sure we send some positive vibrations to her and let her enjoy herself. But we do have someone filling in for her tonight.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Shy. I actually have a podcast called the All Inclusive Podcast. We just wrapped up season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my baby. It's been
Yeah.
costing me time, energy, love,
Money.
affection. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
I'm excited about this show. One, because I don't know, like y'all know I'm at this pivotal point with the show, and like Heather is like pushing. If I'm Thomas the Train, Heather's like standing behind me pushing the show along right now.
Yes, yes,
Simply
yes.
because it's just like we're like 5, 6 seasons in.
Congratulations.
If we need to add the shows up, honestly, we probably like right under 100 or so episodes, and
That's
it
dope.
takes a lot.
A lot. I actually recorded from last October until um July for
Okay.
season 2.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Mhm.
It was fulfilling, but I was tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I really appreciate you being on here because my podcast has always been, geared towards the dominant lesbian.
You're right,
And it
right,
was just
right.
like I started my podcast because I didn't have dominant friends to really talk to. Heather is not a dom, y'all.
Which is so hard to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was just like I needed somebody to vent to because it's like certain things that we go through as dominant lesbians that others don't one know about, but also they're not willing to share
Yeah.
because they don't feel like they have a safe space to do so amongst
Absolutely.
the other dominant lesbians. So that's what gave me my niche to start the podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate that, like to have someone a like minded person in the building
Yeah,
tonight.
definitely.
And also just some of the things that you talk about. We're gonna get into this more in just a second about what you have. The topics of your podcast is just like really dope and stepping away from Heather's my how can I say this? I love my Heather. But she definitely is like a late bloomer. So
Okay.
she's all about like love and relationships and all of the different topics like that. And it's just like I'm at a place where it's like I've done my deed. I'm married, if you don't know
Right,
that.
right,
So
right.
it's like I'm a little like I'm an old dumb. Like I don't want to say I'm a butch, but like I'm like
You're a bull dagger.
I'm a bull dagger now. I'm like I'm getting old and like all I want to talk about is like my wife and like my annoying teenager and the annoying older one and the dog. And it's just like well, I do have other things I want to talk about, but it's just not about like dating and more relatable topics to
Right.
some of our fan base. And so Heather's like, no, we need to talk about this. And I'm like, Heather, let's find a balance. So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for you being on here. So tell us more about like why you started your podcast.
So it's so funny. I had the idea for a podcast before podcasting was like really, really big.
Okay.
I attended Morgan State University.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we family. You know what I'm saying? It's something about that when you say Morgan, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different, right? I attended. I didn't graduate, but you're always a part of family when
Hell
you
yeah.
attended Morgan. I worked at the subway on campus.
Okay.
It-
Got
right-
us through a many a night.
Listen.
Got me through a many a night.
Listen, so I originally was a morning shift person, but one semester I ended up having to, because of the business, I had to swap to a night shift supervisor. And, night shift is typically like the students.
Yeah.
Morning shift is like adults.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Staff wise. So the students would come in, and talk about different things. And it's like, I'm a student, but I'm kind of not a student because I'm an adult and I'm dealing with these adult issues.
Yep.
And I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, we need to start a podcast called The Way at Night,
Okay.
right? And I was like, I'm going to do it. And then that idea never, ever left me.
Mm.
And I knew it was God, and I knew it was a part of my purpose, because when it is God,
Keep coming back.
it keeps coming back.
Keep coming back to you.
Keep coming back. A lot of people meet me and be like, "You're not shy," and I'm like, "I'm very so much introverted, very so much."
Yeah.
Like me and people, I'm great with people,
Yep.
but it's like God uses the gift that
Mhm.
you have, that is your. For me, I feel like is a weakness. He uses it as your strength.
Yeah.
So that's what made me, want to start it. And then originally I started it. It was my cousin and I, and we parted ways. Much love to her. She was just going through some things, and I've noticed, like, since the departure, I've literally grown up.
Yeah. And it's funny because I can't think of her name.
Gentle.
Yeah, that's my wife's cousin.
Okay.
So it's like my wife had, I guess when she saw me on my wife's page, when my wife would promote me, that's when she was like, she came on, she brought her
Wife now.
No, what's the group she in?
Her organization.
Her organization.
Right.
They came on for our Greek show.
Right.
And so they came on and she was asking questions. She came to the studio and everything like that. And she was like, "I'm gonna start a podcast." I was like, I'm never one of those people, like, I'm not holding a secret.
Right.
Secret sauce to, I'm not holding that. Like, I want everybody to blossom. So I was like, nah, go, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
This is the plug right here. Like,
Right.
he's gonna help you get there.
And I'm thankful because she literally gave me the plug.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful because I was literally gonna start my podcast in her basement, but she was like, "No, cuz I think you should do it in the studio." Boom, boom, boom. So I'm grateful.
Yeah.
You gave her the plug, she gave me the plug, and now we plugged in.
Yeah, and it's how God works. How it comes full circle.
Full circle, yeah.
But now, I think that for us, it's just to show a moment of, like, how my mission for this show is to connect all dominant lesbians, dominant lesbians. And it's just like, other people, they don't want us to share those things. They would never tell another dom how to get on or different things like that, because they just feel like the crab in the barrel mentality.
Yes.
And that's just not what I ever wanted. And so that's what, like, to hear, like, that this has prospered from my original mission, it's like, I feel really like I'm happy. Like, I feel like I've conquered something, because it's just like, it's not just about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so my mission is bringing all worlds together, one conversation at a time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I looked at through your show or whatever a couple times.
Thank you.
And I see the different people you have on there. And that's what I'm trying to tell Heather, like, let's segue away from just the regular just lesbians and different things like that, because I think that I know for the fact that, like, my original mission was to bring awareness to being a dominant lesbian and how that shows up in all facets of life.
Yeah. What's really funny is I get criticized about not bringing enough lesbians on there, about not talking about what's gay. And it's like, I have straight friends who literally are like, I don't even look at you as being, like, gay. Like, we know that you're gay, but it's literally like I'm having a conversation with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because gay does not define me.
Exactly.
It's such a minute part of who I am that I'm like, I am gay, but I'm a woman, and I'm a mother, and I'm a provider, and I'm a caregiver, and I'm a lover, and, like, I'm so many other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being dominant lesbian.
Absolutely.
Definitely. How old are your kids?
So, I have a 15-year-old, and I have an 8-year-old. So my 15-year-old, he's actually making me so proud. He's a rising 10th grader. He attends Dunbar.
Okay.
And I'm really, really excited about, where his life is going and what type of kid he is, because I used to always tell him, like, you got to have critical thinking skills. And the other day, I bought him some sneakers for school, and I ordered them, and I ordered the first pairs of sneakers. It got stolen from his front. And then I was like, all right, hit Nike up. They did the refund. I went online to DTLR. I was like, I'm going to order these, but I'm not sending them to your house.
Right.
You got to pick them up. He was like, okay, I'll go catch the bus.
No.
No. I'm excited about
Oh, cause
that.
he's Independence Day. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
No.
he's a young black man.
Yeah. I was just scared for him. Correct
No,
about sneakers.
he caught one bus. He walked. He said, called me when he got to the store. They gave him the sneakers. He went back home. He let me know he got home.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
I was so excited. And he was like, for me, it's okay, the sneakers got stolen. He had a plan of something
Mhm.
like critical thinking skills,
Yeah.
which our children lack.
Very much so. It's another show for that topic because I work in education. So
Yeah.
I understand. I have a 14-year-old. Well, she's about to be 14 in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So trust me, we going through it. And my baby has not had her proudest moments lately. She is definitely a blonde. I'm worried.
Oh, man.
So I'm
Yeah, my
high school
8-year-old.
was scaring the hell out of me.
Whew.
So yeah.
And y'all both are Leos.
Mhm.
Oh, Lord.
Two Leos and a Libra, and then we have a Scorpio, the oldest. She doesn't live with us. She lives
Mhm.
on her own. So,
Mhm.
but my God,
Yeah.
yes, it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's
I understand.
that fire.
Yes. So let me get into the show today
Mm-hmm.
before Heather kills me because I could just hear her in the back of my mind like she's just like get to the topic. Get to the topic. No. But so the today's show is called Playing the Part. And I hate to keep looking down, y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna talk my shit, but we're in a different room. Y'all like our new background? We good. We got
That's
a
a
little
dope
something.
room.
That's
This
a
one
dope
of my
room.
favorite rooms to use too.
So let me tell y'all something. I never like sitting in these really low chairs because I ain't the skinniest person. And so I just feel like sitting low makes me look fatter. But this right here setup is nice. I appreciate you, Lee. So yeah, so I'm used to having my stuff on top of the table, but today I got it in my lap. So y'all know I'm real transparent with y'all. Like I said, today's topic is playing the part. So Shy, we're gonna put you through some questions today
Okay.
and bring the energy.
And I don't know what these questions are.
Nah. We got you. So yeah. So hot seat topic. As soon as I can get back to it, hot seat topic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Heather. Whew, Lord have mercy. Heather has set me up, y'all, with these questions. I don't even feel comfortable asking this woman these questions. So yeah, playing the part. Her first question is, who is your straight male crush?
Straight male crush?
Yes, this is a Heather question, y'all.
Lord have mercy. So I would have to say it would have to be a celebrity because I don't like none of the niggas that is walking this earth.
We concur.
So, I love black men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to see support, I love black men, but nah, I don't like y'all sometimes. I would say Kevin Gates.
Okay.
Kevin Gates.
Okay, I can see that. This is a weird ass question, Heather, and I have to put this out there to her. This is a weird question because it just feels weird and awkward. Like it's one of them like pause moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like why the fuck would we be talking about this? But and the same thing in transparency is like I'm not one of these lesbians where it's though it's like, oh fuck all men.
Oh yeah.
It's never a fuck all men thing for me. A real man, I have all respect for because I was raised by two amazing black men.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all the utmost respect for them.
Yeah.
But I'm just not attracted to them. But
Right.
I'm very confident in my sexuality to be able to say like, that's a nice looking dude right
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
The guy who came to my house yesterday to do some work, he was probably this baby was probably like I'm gonna say strong 19, 20.
Okay.
He was so pretty, and I said,
Yeah.
"You're so pretty, a little pretty boy."
Right.
But it was like the way I was looking at him was like, I hope my son come out looking pretty like you. God damn it.
Are y'all gonna have another one?
Yes, we try.
Okay.
We I'm not supposed to say it, but yes, we will have another child. We've
Okay.
got taking us a while to get to that point and wanting to have another one. It's a lot because of the age difference,
Mm-hmm.
and then my daughter is a lot, so it's like both of them. But for me, I have never birthed a child.
Mm-hmm.
One, not to say that I will with this child, but I want to be in it from start to finish.
Right.
The oldest is she's technically my youngest sister, so
Mhm.
I've taken custody of her. And then my wife has a child,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, we need a fresh start. And I feel like with the current climate of our youth,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see and like all of the things I feel like as parents we live in more so like we're trying to raise them in a way in which our parents didn't.
Right.
Like our parents didn't provide certain things, so we overcompensate for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do this, so we want to make sure our children are going across the country at certain ages instead of waiting till they're adults. So we give them way more than they actually have earned.
Right.
And that's where the entitlement comes in.
Yep.
And so I feel like for me and my wife, we at a place where it's like trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
With the new baby and just finding like how can we give them these options and these resources and all these things.
But the morals
exactly
is important. That
exactly.
foundation and that, like, the morals carry me
all day. All day.
Yeah.
And that's what I told someone yesterday. I said, I was raised on love.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, I'm shy like you, but people always assume, like, you have so many friends, I'm like, nah, like, I'm real laid back, I'm real shy. Most people think I'm mean, and then when they see I'm real funny and, like, nice, they be like, I want to be your friend. I be like, nah, like, I'm shy. My wife like, why does everyone love you? I'm like, because I was raised on love, and they can tell it's in me, you know?
Yeah.
So I definitely, when you said that earlier, I was like, God, who did you put in this room today? You put me in this room.
Listen.
Next question. Bring it back. Next question. A strange behavior story. So basically, Heather has this strange behavior thing for the hot seat questions. So she wants us to talk about basically a time when you was involved with someone and they had like some strange behavior. For me, I always talk about one of my people in my past. They ate sponges. I have people that was like addicted to cornstarch, addicted to like fries. What? I've had some weird interactions.
Oh wow!
And pause. Are you single? Let's go back to
so
for a second. Y'all know we gotta ask these questions.
So I am actually dating right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody got you smiling hard. Who got you smiling hard?
You know, she knows. Okay. And the people who are closest to me know.
Okay.
But I was previously engaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long was that?
We were almost 4 years.
Oh damn.
And so when I got out of that situation, I was like, I'm not dating a motherfucking soul.
Yeah, I got you.
And honestly, we were friends.
At the end, after y'all?
No, we were not.
Oh, before y'all were friends initially, and then
yeah, we was like we met. We was trying to build a friendship. We ended up dealing with each other, and I thought we was gonna be friends even if we ended, but it didn't. And much love to her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have a saying that I don't speak bad about anybody that I put my mouth on or mouth put on me. So I don't have anything bad to say.
You have anything?
I don't have anything
bad.
Disclaimer,
so nobody be knocking on your door.
Right.
I used to get text messages if I say bad stuff on the show. I used to get text messages, and I'm pretty sure like a couple of them they want to hit me up and say stuff to me, but they don't. Know. They know not to. Yeah. They know we're not on those type of terms. But the one who do they hit me up like, nigga, what the fuck you say?
Right.
Like, I love you. Still
yeah.
Peoples.
So but my current situation, we actually met at Morgan.
Okay. Tell you that goddamn Morgan.
Yeah. And we met cool throughout the years, communicated, associate friendship type of situation. And then this April we just linked back up. Well, we honestly, social media can be good and bad, right? Because I tell her the story that I say is she put a thirst trap out there.
Hey, we know about them.
Okay. That mustard colored dress. That mustard colored dress, I was like, damn. But I kept it cool or whatever. And then we linked back up and we went out as just like friends. And then we haven't stopped talking since.
Yeah, because you had that mustard colored dress on your goddamn mind the whole fucking time.
Hell yeah.
You was plotting. You was trying to be the cool friend, but you was plotting.
No, but listen, she was liking my pictures, hitting my stories, replying to my stories. So I ain't going to say all that she was doing, but I'm just saying it was both ways. But that mustard colored dress for me, that's what got me. Yeah.
So outside of mustard colored dress, if I ever meet her, that's what I'm gonna call her.
Yeah.
Have you ever had somebody have some strange behavior? Or do you have a strange behavior? Let's.
Um, I've been blessed. I guess the strange behaviors for me has been like characteristic traits,
Like what's some?
like no type of accountability.
Oh, okay.
Like so to me that's strange.
You
Like
ever had
for
like a crazy, crazy girl?
every single woman that I met,
Yeah, it's about right. It's
every
about right.
every woman, I was like, am I crazy? Is that why I attract crazy?
What's the craziest thing someone has ever done?
Um, I had a girl come to my mother's house with a butcher knife underneath of her car. I mean underneath of her seat.
She was ready to tear your ass up.
Yeah.
You must have broke her heart.
So what happened was
Dog.
no, what happened was
That's me.
I didn't answer the phone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She was a real psycho. I
Yeah.
had one of them too.
She was just calling, and I'm like, man, fuck. Yeah.
I like them though. I like crazy. I told my wife, I said, I don't think you really love me because you ain't crazy.
Mm.
But now she be acting crazy.
Yeah. It's something sexy about that crazy.
That crazy.
It's
Is, woo,
like be all about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you start doing some wild shit and then you be like, nigga, what the fuck wrong with your ass? You crazy. Stay away from me.
Right,
That's
right,
me.
right.
But no, it's sad that like that's I had
That's
to recognize
toxic.
this toxic.
Yeah.
But sadly, it really is like it's like bad trauma in a sense. Like it's a trauma response in a sense because it's like you that's the way of you knowing somebody like really really is interested by them showing out like that.
I'm gonna say this: the current young lady that I'm dating is probably the most healthiest scenario I've ever been in, and
good.
that honestly is scary. And I go to therapy. I'm, I'm completely transparent. Like I'm in a therapy, journey. She also is in a therapy journey, which makes it healthy because even when we like have disagreements, because I mean,
you're gonna have them.
Yeah, and we're only a few months in as far as like talking on this level. So things that I wouldn't have never seen, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see, but it's like, all right, let's talk about this and let's discuss this and how do you feel? I've never had a day of the week where we check in, and we check in that particular day, and I'm like, that's what healthy feels like.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
it's scary.
It's scary, yeah.
But don't run away from it though. Embrace it.
Yeah.
Some people feel like it's too good to be true, so I'm gonna start to have one foot in, one foot out. And it's like the moment you do that, that's when you mess up the situation.
And I'm a Cap. I get bored quickly.
You a Capricorn?
Yeah.
I'm a Leo, but my birthday in 2 days. This is my birthday episode, y'all know.
Okay.
So no.
Happy birthday.
Yes. So Leos get bored too fast. So I think that's my thing too. Like even with being married, I'm like, am I gonna get bored? I'm scared, but. No, I don't get bored. You got they keep you on your toes in marriage, so be prepared. I don't know if that's the one, but be prepared, my nigga. All right. So, how did you establish who you are and your identity, your style, and your dress? Because 1 second, before we even get into like the actual like out of these hot seat questions, but really into the topic of the show, as a dominant person, another lesbian who's watching, like I see what you post and things like that. And when I saw the show come up, I'm like, okay, cool. And then when I saw you by yourself, like you said, in the transition, it's like you're really confident.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's like to see it's not like a fake or like a facade. Because you'll see people like put up stuff for the gram and all of that. I don't get that from you. I really get like who you are is who you embrace. You know?
And it's been a journey.
Okay.
My journey started, I can say honestly, from birth.
Okay.
And some people would say, what? But my journey started from birth. So my mom and my dad, and I'm going to get a little transparent. My mom and my dad were never in a relationship. It was a one-night scenario, and boop, I'm here.
Okay.
My dad is my dad is a bishop, so I am a BK. Yeah. And so that alone makes you have this identity or this cloud over you of what the expectation is.
Yeah.
You know, my father is this powerful man of God. his side of the family, real heavy in church. But on the other side, my mom's side, heavy in church. My mom sung in church. She, from little, she was raised in church. And my great grandmother, my grandmother, all my cousins, we would go to the same church every Sunday. It would be 3-4 pews, and then Sunday dinner. So I grew up in a very rich, loving, but some struggles there too. Family. My dad got married at 4 years old. I no longer became a priority. And when that happened, that changed my journey of my life and of my identity. Also, because my mom was previously in a relationship prior to me being, conceived, I received the other guy's last name. I didn't receive my dad's last name. So I actually had to change my last name when I changed it in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so recently. That helped shape my identity because my mom was married, ended up getting married to her first husband. Them two had a son. He had his dad's last name. My oldest brother had my mom's last name. So even though all three of us went to the same elementary school, I wasn't identified as my mom's child by last name.
Right.
They knew that we were siblings, but my mom was Farmer-Davis, and one of my brothers was Farmer, one of them was Davis. I was the odd child out.
Right.
And so what that did was that helped shape some insecurities in me that I didn't even know as a child that it was forming.
Wow.
So when I say from birth, I literally am like, from birth, my identity was shaped and formed. Now, my sexual identity, as a lesbian, I knew I liked girls around like 4 or 5 years old. It was early for me.
I was always the father when we played house.
My Barbies was always gay. Like real stuff. Yeah. So my identity as a person, I struggled in that for so many years. I desired certain things like, relationships with like my dad, his side, and my mom, awesome. Both of them have been as transparent as they could be to me. One kind of like takes the responsibility, the other one doesn't. I don't have to say which one, but at the end of the day, my parents helped shape and form me, so I honor them for bringing me into this world.
Yeah.
But their decisions helped shape the identity of who I am. And honestly, it made me love harder. It made me, seek God harder.
Right.
I also was raised in church, and I was raised in religion. But I'm going to be honest, when I came out, that was the best decision I made, not just for me, for freedom, but for me with my relationship with God. Because I had to literally say, you know what, God, this is what your word says. This is how I've always been feeling. You gonna love me or not?
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, one of my friends, she's like a doctor and like a theologist. She can go deep with this Bible stuff, and she tells me, she's like, that's not what the regular preacher tells you, is not the real scripture about being gay. It was more so like the original scripture was about like pedophilia and like men with boys. And so it's like she tells me, like, don't worry about that. If it was that bad, God wouldn't wake you up the next day. Like if it was really that, like, it's not at all. Like that's the church and the people of the church, the religion has built that into us or whatever. And it's just like, no. So I totally agree with you, and I say, like, my relationship with God is like, I know that I'm here for a purpose, and I know that like my sexuality helps me to, accomplish that purpose in a sense, because it's just like, again, I'm reaching and touching lives, and you get what I'm saying? Like, so you can't tell me that God is against me or my
Yes.
sexuality. So I definitely understand that. But I don't know. I just was saying that to someone the other day that working with children,
Hmm.
you really, really will question that Bible scripture because it's just simple fact that like you can't tell me that that 5 year old or that 10 year old was taught how to be feminine like
Hmm.
that. If it's a
Hmm.
boy, you can't tell me that he is acting like that because he's modeling just off of solely
Hmm.
watching being raised by a single mom. No.
My mom, amazing mom. She was married twice. I seen heterosexual relationships with her. My
Right.
brothers are heterosexual.
Right.
Tell me who taught me to be
Gay.
gay.
Yeah. That's why I'm telling you. I tell my wife all the time, like, it's just no way that this is like. It's so funny. I forgot.
Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. I do believe that some women
Oh,
get into the lifestyle because they've been hurt
yes.
and they've been traumatized by the male
Yeah.
race.
It's a coping mechanism for them.
Yeah,
There's several things
we
that's
don't want you.
yeah. It's coping mechanism. Heather would
Yeah.
love that.
Hmm.
It's coping mechanisms. We're not coping mechanisms, and we're also not for you to explore
Yeah.
that little that part of you that itching you. And there's
Hmm.
different ones like that, but I'm speaking specifically to true people, true to
Yeah.
their sexuality. So yeah, so that is hard. So when you came out in the church, like how was that? Far as like how did that impact your family?
Um, my mother, my mother don't give a fuck. My mother loves her children.
Yeah, that's
My
right.
mother is not one that's like you're going to hell. Da, da, da. Like
Yeah,
my mother will cut somebody out in church. Like she don't say something wrong about her children. She's gonna cuss you out and then be like, God is okay with it. God is pleased.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, my father, me and him don't really have a relationship. But I mean, I came out to him and I think he's trying to understand it. But like I said, him and I don't have a relationship.
yeah,
And so um his family, they know and stuff like that. And, you know, Gentle's actually my father's cousin, first cousin.
okay,
So her dad and my grandfather are brothers.
okay.
Yeah. And so her mom, God rest her soul, was so loving and caring to us.
Heard.
Um she's literally was an angel on earth.
Yeah,
And yeah, so like those people that really really matter,
yeah,
to me it's like if you don't matter, you don't matter.
yeah. I ain't worried about your opinion
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel you. I feel you. So, like, far as your style, like, how does that like impact like moving to something a lot less heavier, but like your style? Like,
Mhm.
how did you come up with like your style and like was there a time where like even though you were coming out as like a lesbian, that you was like a more girly
I
lesbian?
was.
Okay,
I
okay.
was. Well, not a girly, a lesbian, but I was just girly.
You was just girly.
I was just girly. Like I wore girl clothes and like pumps and like.
Pumps. Somebody, can you please post a picture? I know you got a picture.
Listen, I'm trying to find the picture. I had on a pencil skirt, pumps, a button-up shirt, and a blazer. And I remember specifically I was in the organization NCNW at Morgan, and we like went to church one time, and that's what I wore. And I remember that so vividly.
We
And
want to see pictures.
listen, I got some.
I'll
Whoever
post
gets
mine.
the picture, give it to me. I have other pictures though.
Yeah, we want to see them. Please post them. Send them to Heather.
Yeah.
Send them to the Dens page. We want to see it. We gonna post it with this content.
Oh yeah, definitely,
So,
definitely.
what age did you start to like figure out like how you were going to dress, how you were going to be?
I in middle school, I dressed like a mix,
Yeah,
like girly and boyish. High school, girly and boyish. It wasn't into college where I was like, fuck this shit.
yeah,
And I was like, I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. Um, and then the sky's the limit from there.
Yeah.
I went through the baggy clothes phase, the long white t-shirt phase. Now it's just like I wear whatever I want. I still do hoochie daddy shorts
Me too.
because
Showing these thighs.
listen, thighs and legs, and I recently got a leg tattoo, so I'm like, oh yeah, I need another leg tat on the other side because hoochie daddy shorts. What's really funny with my identity is that, kind of like taking it back, I'm really the most girlier one in my relationships.
Really?
Yeah.
I see that, and I think that, like, I'll say this is that this is how I knew I could be with my wife. My wife is a nigga. Like, she's she's a feminine woman, but she real, like, she wasn't showing emotion at first, none of that stuff. She very much was an athlete, dressed down. She not in heels all the time, and it's just like, for me, it was like I felt like I had to be like at first, and then it was like, nah, like, that's not even me. Like,
Right.
I'm naturally like a leader, so it's like I don't gotta be real rough, have that facade on. But with her, it's like I felt like I could just be like,
Be yourself.
be myself, and that's the silliest person on earth. Like, I'm real silly, and I felt like at times it's like, no, I'm not necessarily more feminine, but I'm Patrice. That's what it's just like. I can be me. And it's, you got that partner in your life where you can just be you. And even if that does tap more so into a more feminine person, and in comparison to, like, being with other women, you can't be. You kind of gotta be so dominant and that alpha. And my wife swears, she's like, you're so alpha all the time, and it's just like, I'm my daddy's kid, is what I always say. Like, I'm my dad's kid, so it's like, that ain't no facade. Like, I was raised to provide and take care. So that's what you see 90% of the time is me provide for my family. But through that, it's like that silliness to come out, and that I don't gotta be my chest out. I don't gotta be that. I love that about being married. Like,
that's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. I feel it. You'll get there too.
That was one of the reasons why, honestly, me and my ex had so many issues, because she'd be like, you too conceited, you too this, you too that, and I'm just like, I'm not too anything. I'm literally who I am.
Yeah.
It's too much for you.
Hey, come on, call it out. Call it out.
It's not. I'm not too anything. And the person I'm with now, she's like, she gonna laugh when she see this. Everybody sees this strong person, but I just see the marshmallow.
Yeah, that's what my wife said. My wife said the same thing. That's what she said. She ain't nothing but a big teddy bear. That's exactly what my wife say all the time. But it's like, to both of our partners, it's like, I can say this for both of us. We appreciate to be feel to be able to feel that comfortable to be vulnerable and just ourselves, when we are around you. And so I take my hat off to my wife for being that person to allow me to be so chill and laid back and just let my guard down, for real. Because the world doesn't allow that, and that's exactly why we have this show, is because when you put these pants, these jeans, or you choose to wear men's clothes, choose to like women, it's kind of like the stereotype is that we want to be men, and it's just like,
not at all.
I don't want to be a man, and I damn sure don't want to be a black man. Sorry, Lee, I know you hear this, but I don't. And I have to tell people who, when they get upset at me, you want to be a dom, you want to be a man so bad. And I'm like, trust me, if I want to be anything in life, it damn sure ain't a man.
Right.
Not with the reputation you all have, but through life experiences, I've had to become a more dominant woman than that sometimes I wanted to be.
Right.
Because of things I've went through and having to step up and take on so many responsibilities. That I've had to step up, and it kind of comes off how in a traditional setting that the men would do.
Right.
But now we live in a society where the women are doing those things that men used to do.
Yes.
But because you attach my sexuality to it, then you think that I want to be a man, and that's just false. And so just to like set that straight, it's just like, I don't ever want to be a man.
Ever.
So real quick, what's your hard stop? Like, far as your identity, and like you said, you feel okay with being like a little softer around your girl. Like, so do you get your nails painted?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
So my nails, because of the field that I work in, I'll get a manicure, but I don't get them painted. But my feet, oh, them feet is painted.
The feet
And
painted.
when
What color are they?
right now they're pink, and right now they
Okay.
need to get done.
Oh,
Um,
have this for your gay ass.
but yeah, Heather. So I get any color. Well, white. Mm,
White, you said that's for the tech kids. That's for back in the day.
tacky, like
Tacky, back in the day.
yeah, like I'm doing that. I'll do like the eggshell or something like that, but not just outright white. Like
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. You know, right now the Olympics with Dwayne Wade is starting his own nails
yeah,
polish line. So I said something when Noah won the Olympics the other day. And he had his nails polished. I was like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get my feet polished the next time.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna see how it goes. But y'all, that's a little much for me. I just feel like it's just
a hard stop.
It's a hard stop for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm be wanting to be like, bitch, don't you ever in your. I feel like I'm gonna tuck my fingers.
Pop them.
It's a little too much for me. But no, like
my heart stopped.
She has panties, makeup.
No makeup.
No makeup.
No panties.
No.
Well, besides on my period.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because that's so. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Lee,
give me 5 extra minutes.
Let's talk about this. We are women.
Yes.
We bleed every month.
Very much so.
Them goddamn boxes.
See, I wear boxer briefs, but I don't bleed heavy either, and I wear tampons. So.
Okay, see, I wear pads.
Okay.
It's nothing going up in me.
I got you.
So, I wear regular panties, and then
I used to do that, right? But playing football,
okay,
I could not, and I'm the baby, so it's like all of the older doms I played football with.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard one of them like, "Yo, pass me a tampon," I'm like, "We can wear those?" I was like, "We can wear those?" I mean, I'm like. Freshly out the closet, like maybe 3 years at this point in time. Like, I'm talking like 18, fresh baby.
Okay.
So I'm like looking at them like, you wearing a tampon? I thought that was against the law. Like that's against the lesbians. And she was like, I ain't wearing no fucking diaper, nigga.
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit. Like, well, give me one. Like I'm looking like, well, give me one, because I don't want to wear this shit either.
Right.
But for the longest time, I was like, pull my boxers up over my panties. And I was like. Nah, but thank God that I don't have a heavy cycle, so I wear tampons. I can't do pads.
You can't do pads.
No.
It was a brand that I was using that was really, really comfortable. So I'm just like, hey, I'm a woman.
Do what's best for you. Do what's most comfortable for you.
But just sanitary wise, like, don't be walking around with boxes and just to say, oh, I got my boxes on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like. It's your time of the month. Do what is gonna be sanitary for you.
So, question: so why couldn't you just wear panties all the time? Would that make you feel like a bitch? And I'm not disrespectful, bitch, but like, does it make you feel like why you can't wear panties all the time?
Because they just not comfortable.
Okay.
They not comfortable. For me, they're not comfortable. My boxers are definitely. Comfortable.
I gotta let it breathe. That's my mom was. I knew I was gonna be like a boy because I never liked stuff on my hoodie. Inside, my mom would be like, "This you have to put drawers on." I'd be like, "Why? It's too close on my stuff." I gotta let that thing breathe.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
No, that's like that's not your hard stop, but like you don't have a hard stop.
Hard stop. Oof.
Penetration or penetration?
I was about to say that. That's my hard stop.
That's my hard stop.
That's my hard stop.
That's my hard stop.
Listen, that's my hard stop.
My wife always try stick a little finger. I be like, it feels weird. Please stop. I don't understand how y'all get dick down.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of that stuff. It's
that's my hard stop. Yeah.
No. What's your experience with like stud shade? Like, what's some shade that you gotten from another dom?
Nothing outright, like, verbally. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of, like, I'm an energy spirit type of person. Mm-hmm. So I could feel, like, when I walk into the room and it's like a look. It's like, first of all, I'm attracted to studs, too. So, right.
hold on. Time's out real quick.
Mhm.
You attracted to studs too?
Yeah, I'm attracted to studs too.
So you date both?
I would date both. Yeah.
We didn't clarify that. Let me go back real quick. I got 3 minutes, y'all. So we didn't go back. So you would date both?
I would date a stud. Absolutely.
Explain this real quick.
Because I'm attracted to women. The
Okay.
physical, what you have on does not make me feel like, oh, you're less than a woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not pansexual. I'm a lesbian. That's what I identify as, a lesbian. But I am attracted to stud women.
Have you dated studs before?
I have never dated a stud. I've never dated a stud.
Is that because you feel like you too, like people perceive you as too dominant, so they would automatically assume that you wouldn't be attracted to another stud?
Probably because I don't put myself out like that.
Oh.
Like, it probably because, you know, I've just been around feminine women that have been attracted to me.
Gotcha.
I actually call myself, it's a funny thing, I say I'm Mike Jones. You know, back then hoes didn't want me.
Yeah.
Now, like, now that I'm more, you know, vocal, I have the podcast.
Yeah.
I actually went to a concert and somebody was like, "Hi, Shy," and I was like, "How do they know my name is Shy? They don't know Shakira."
Right.
From the podcast.
That's what's up.
So it's like, it was an honor, but it also was like, people starting to know me now.
Yeah.
Like, so when I walk in, to take it back, when I walk into a room with studs, it's almost like, and you've probably experienced it, it's just like, they clench that girl, or,
Yes.
and it's like, first of all, your girl is ugly, you cute, let me see that ass. Like, and, cause you got an ass, your girl don't really look
Yes.
like much.
It always be that way too. Like,
Yeah.
it always be the way. No, I'm not wanting to see the dom ass or the stud ass,
Mhm.
but it do be like, these girls be, your girl be busted. And just 'cause you see me, and I always say, I'm always, I went to a pride party in DC. I promise you, I was probably one of the 5 of the tallest people in the fucking room. So I'm always like big, I'm brolic. So it's
Yeah.
always like, when I come in the room, they like, damn, I know my girl looking at that big ass girl like,
Yeah.
I look more like a dom, like a man than it.
Yeah.
I be like, listen, I
It
can't
ain't
help
even
that
like
you
that.
short with a
Yeah.
fat butt. That's not my issue. I ain't trying to hit this to your girl, but I definitely get that. Like, that is the vibe. People not gonna say much to me because I'm so much bigger than them. But it's like, I definitely get the shade. Like,
Yeah.
and it just be hating on us and stuff like that. Even with the podcast, feeling like, oh, I don't want to come on the podcast. Like, all of that stuff. That's why I just like, for Heather, I be telling her, like, we gotta watch who we invite on here because people have ill intent, and I can't, and I don't want to slap the shit out of them.
Not only that, I feel like it ties into Baltimore.
Yes.
It's like you said earlier, that crab in the barrel mentality. And honestly, the way that you move up in Baltimore sometimes is by being hype. That hype, that popularity. I don't want to be popular. I pray that, you know, both of our podcasts hit, and in the next year we'll be, you know, increasing sponsorships and stuff
money.
like that. Exactly. But I don't want to do it because I want to be famous.
Yeah.
If you've seen my episodes, this ain't fame. This is a lifestyle.
Exactly.
This is purpose being played out.
Please say it again.
And so when you're around some of the studs in Baltimore, they just be like, it's the popularity, it's the popularity.
Clout chasing.
Yeah, and that's not who I am.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. And I'm not changing who I am to be popular and to get more views and to get more subscriptions. The right people is gonna connect with me because of who I am in my spirit.
That's right.
And that's it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't succumb to these fucking societal norms that everyone's trying to impose. Like, I am who I am, and I think that, like, honestly, I'm very happy for this show because, like I said, I've been so embattled with, like, where the show is going and where Heather wants to take this show at, and to where the original mission and purpose of the show was just, like, to spread that awareness. And it's, like, staying true to myself. It's, like, we have to find a balance in that.
Yeah.
Of, like, what she think is going to catch the more attention, but also it's just, like, having meaningful messages.
Yeah.
And that's who I stand, what I stand for every day that I get another chance to go and step in front of 200 youth or 600 youth every day and talk to them jokers, and it's just like my coworker told me earlier, she was like, we love you because you're so motivational. And it's just like, and I ain't getting up here preaching no service every day. And everybody call me, my nickname is Pastor Pat. I'm not preaching no service every day, but it's just like, when you a living, walking purpose, it come off in everything you do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
So,
I know that it's God that we were supposed to connect, because when you just said motivational, I was going to say I've actually added motivational speaking as one of my,
that's what's up.
you know, gifts that I'm going to be doing. And I haven't booked anything yet, and I haven't put it out there yet. So you are actually probably like the second person that knows.
That's what's up.
And so now everybody is going to know, but I'll start small. I'm okay. Yeah. Never despise small beginnings.
Yeah.
You know, I want to impact and bring a positive impact to this youth, because baby, these youth, we got to grab them now.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's crazy. It's a lot going on in my mind right now, for sure. I haven't wrapped this episode up, but I'm just going to say, like, you got a lot to look out for. She doing some motivational speaking. I'm too shy for that, in the sense of like somebody forced me out there, then I do it. But I'm y'all can look out for some spiritual moments coming from me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some things that I share that I've been talking to my wife about, just how I want to like bring spirituality and God to people, and some messages that I'll preach a sermon to her at home, like about some stuff, and then she'd be like, it don't go nowhere but between us or whatever, between our family. But I don't know, but you just saying that is like, that was just like the little kick I needed.
Yeah.
And that's how I was with this podcast. It was like, it just needed a little kick in my ass, and I'm 4 years in.
4 years in. Congratulations. I can't wait to get to 4 years.
You will. You got a message behind you. But let's wrap this show up.
Yes,
so,
yes.
It's a lot of takeaways from this show. It's just like, one, stand true to who you are. We all are wearing costumes, but it's just like, who do people get to see? You know, who do people really get to come in contact with? Just not just what's on your body or how you show up every day, but actually like, what's the message you're delivering, and not what people assume you are, but who you actually are, true to yourself, is how you should show up. If you can understand that, let it resonate with you for itself, because we definitely a stereotype, especially as lesbian women, dominant lesbian women, we're constantly stereotyped, and it's just like, let people assume what they want, but just know that what you show them is what they'll believe, and so make sure you matter, in a sense.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for coming on. Go
Most
ahead.
definitely.
Plug your handles. Plug your show.
So we are the All Inclusive Podcast. You can, view us on YouTube at the All Inclusive Podcast. We're also on Spotify, and we're on Apple Podcasts. Same, plug, All Inclusive Podcast. My personal IG, y'all don't really need that. But
boundaries.
Right, but the All Inclusive Podcast is the _all_inclusive_podcast.
Sounds good to me. Check her out, y'all. She got a powerful message behind her.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate. We got a link again.
Yeah,
great minds.
You gotta come on. We're about to start season 3. You gotta come on.
For sure. I'm signed and sealed. And now y'all know I don't mess with other gay people. So y'all hear it first. I'm actually going to go into her podcast with her. Y'all know how we wrap this thing up. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend about In the Den. We out.
Yeah.